Would you look at that? I can't ride today. Bike's tore apart. But wait, you hear that? Haha, my cousin is awesome. He loaned me his ZZR600 for a couple of days. Yeah, that's right. He's a swell guy. Yep. Gonna ride this and love it. Now I get to do a proper review of it too. It's I believe an 07 ZZR600. So I have ridden this bike before. About a year ago, a little over a year ago. I rode it around a block, and that is it. So now I get to ride it to work. Oh yeah. Good morning, coffee fans. I think Rob just wanted me to do another video on his bike. I mean, seeing as how the last one has almost 7,100 views on it at this point. Last night it was 7,088 views. Granted, that was in a year's time, but I don't have any other video on my channel that comes close to that. So that's pretty impressive, eh? That's pretty impressive. But if you haven't seen it, go check that one out and throw a few more views down on it. Because now we got a video of me riding the Triumph. And Zach, he thinks that it ought to get more views than this bike. For a little competition, he's just a year behind on trying to get his views up, huh? He's like, people will like my bike. Do a video on it. Okay. There you go, buddy. I did too. I have another one on the editor. Me following him for a little bit at night. I don't know what the footage looks like because I haven't even got that far. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how a lot of things go, won't we? Alright. I'll do highway traveling this afternoon, so I'll take this across country like I do the bike. See how we like it. This bike's a little heavier, so braking is something I have to get used to. It brakes differently than my bike. On a plus note, I haven't installed this one at all yet. And to be fair, the Triumph needs the clutch, so that was part of the issue. The other part was I wasn't ready for that different throttle. You know, the FZ07, you crack that throttle and all your torque is right there. So it just takes a little getting used to. Once I figured out the Triumph, I was good on it. After about 3 or 4 tries. Gotta get used to sitting on my junk, man. Don't have to necessarily do that on the old FZ07. Pinch the tank with your knees so you don't tear up your wrists and palms your hands on the handlebars. Well, these are clip-ons, so there's that. Yeah. This bike is super comfortable. No sponsor, but quick shout out on the seat. It is a Corbin seat, and you don't even notice you got a seat back there. I mean, it's just like you're sitting on a pillow. I like it. It's comfortable. with the right gear and helmet, I could ride this bike for quite a ways. It's well balanced. I'm just not 100% on new brakes. Of course, it is an older bike, so it doesn't have anti-lock, which I don't care for anyway. I don't have anti-lock on the FZ07. It's a 2016. Like I said earlier, I think this is a 2007 carbureted bike even. It runs good. Looks great. To admit, I probably lost a little bit of sleep thinking about riding this bike. I was excited. Definitely not every day somebody hands you the keys to their bike and says, "Here, ride it." Matter of fact, only a few have. So I've ridden two of Zach's bikes. I've ridden my cousin Brent's bike, and now my cousin Rob's. Yeah. Pretty cool. And I let them ride mine. Of course, I haven't let cousin Brent ride my bike, but he's welcome to it. Look like a bear on a bicycle. Look like a bear on a bicycle. Now come on, fella. I know that car's got more in it than 50 mile an hour. Yeah, you should definitely use both hands and comb your hair instead of driving. I guess we'll see what this bike will do, huh? Of course, I already knew it would do that. Wouldn't be a sport bike if it couldn't do that anyway. Now if I go too fast, I'll end up catching up with the old trash truck up ahead of me before the curves, and I don't want to do that. I want to go through the curves up here on my own time. I'm sure I could have probably taken those a little faster, but it ain't my bike. I'm not used to that. So if you want a comparison between this bike and the Triumph, it's probably not a fair comparison because this bike is a lot wider. That Triumph's an inline 3, narrow and nimble. This bike gets the job done too. Nothing wrong with this bike. Honest review, if I were to pick between the two, I would definitely like to take the Triumph. But a lot to be said about this bike too. I'll tell you what, the guy in that trash truck up there is actually moving right along, running 65 or 70, and he for a little bit was way ahead of me. He came up on some traffic now. He must have some garbage up there, just can't wait. first thoughts for a review on this bike. Maybe I'll do another video later on and tell you if I thought of anything else. In the meantime, y'all be safe. Keep 2 wheels down. I'll catch you on the next one.